is yes, Anshu, we will be recording this, so just so
Yeah.
that we make good notes. This question that Anshu had raised to all of us, that is, are we, is this a right or a duty? Do we give because we want to feel good? Do we give because we have excess? Do we give because we are doing a favor to the rest of the world, or do we give because we have no choice? But that's the first question that I have for Anshu and a lot of us here. And while I ask Anshu to come in, may I thank all of you for having joined this rather important session. And please, you may feel free to use the chat window to put in your thoughts or your questions, and we'll use them so that we don't spend any time crisscrossing. So over to you, Anshu. Thank you again very much from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of Plus Trust and the CDP.
Thank you, Amir Bhai and CDPP and all of you. So, one thing is that we will have to actually go back to the fundamental part of it, that ultimately who is giving? uh, and why do we think that the people who are actually giving money are the only people who are giving something? I
Hmm.
mean, I often ask this question in all my sessions, that if you talk about the communities with whom we work, whole lot of us work, are they not giving? Are they not giving us a chance to do something? Are they not opening up their villages for us, their homes for us, their houses for us, their life for us? My next door neighbor, my real brother, I can't go and speak for 1 hour if I want to talk about myself or some inner thoughts or something. And while talking, I'll still hide a lot of stuff. Right? I'll not open up. And these are the millions and millions of people all across the globe whom otherwise are unfortunately called beneficiaries, in all our very demeaning words and language, are actually the biggest possible giver, because they're giving us opportunity, they are opening up. I mean, if today I know a little bit about farming, or if I know that there are thousands of varieties of rice, and how do you really add two column of mango to create third variety of mango, that wisdom is actually coming from the grassroots, and they are not charging, they don't have any copyright on anything, right? I mean, what I've been saying is that thousands of say variety of rice people have innovated, and in India kind of country, we are still calling them the farmers unskilled, and people like me and you do a small research on that, create a paper, and we are called skilled. So that definition itself needs to somewhere change. And I would say, Amir Bhai, that this pandemic has actually given us a lot of chance to look into these things. Okay. Now, you are basically calling someone a beneficiary whom, say, we have given 10 kg of rice
Hmm.
in the relief. And in all our data, that person is actually called a
Beneficiary.
beneficiary. Okay? Now, this rice or pulse actually came from him or her. We just polished and packed it and then give it back. Now, I mean, as you know, I mean, you know it much better than me as an economist, but I believe that uh, farming is one of the only big sector in India which does not have minimum wages law. Okay,
Yes.
and me, you both can calculate that if we start paying minimum wages to the farmers of this country, me and you cannot touch rice. So who is the giver and who is the beneficiary? I think that's what somewhere we really need to relook at things. Okay, now why people give, that is one segment of the society where there is no why, they just give, and they just keep giving. They don't wait for an event to happen, they just constantly giving. But then if I talk about people like us, a lot of things, obviously, a lot of people want to do good, a lot of people want to feel good. uh, it's also about trust, it's also about, you know so I go back to one of this entrepreneurship thing happening in my life. So I obviously didn't know that I'm an entrepreneur, but then all these fellowships came in life, and they started telling you that you are an entrepreneur. And I remember in one of the fellowship, there was a huge debate about sustainability of our model. Okay, and they said that your model is not sustainable because you take money from the people. which unfortunately in this world is called donation. They never call it investment, and I'll come back to that in the time to come. And they said it's not sustainable. So we were about 13, 14 years old that time, and I said that, listen, it's your bookish knowledge which is saying that individual giving is not sustainable. But our practical work says that it is the most sustainable work because you make people a stakeholder. It's not just about giving money. And the fact remains that I would say that people give because of two very basic reasons. Uh, One, for sure, to do good, and also, I mean, rather three you can say now. One is to do good. Second also depends on the trust, on the causes, on the issues, and all what you're working with. And third also is the guilt, that when I want to share something, when I have made enough, and I have, I want to do good, and some guilt is also there, and large number of people are also driven by guilt. Large number of people look for the trust in the society and then try to do it, and then the feel good or the doing good factor also. And that is what I was telling them, that listen, our model is very sustainable because unfortunately the guilt is growing and the trust is in our hand. Fine, if we mess up with the work, whatever we are doing, then of course we should put a lock there. Then we are not asking for people to give.
Yeah. Yeah, Anshu, one of the things that we keep hearing is about the issue on who gives. Is it the rich who give? Is it the poor who give? Where do you get your givers from?
In this society, in the world, uh, I don't want to use the poor, and I never use the word poor because people are only financially poor. People are not
Yes.
poor. Okay, so we need to correct that language also, Amir Bhai, for sure,
Yes.
in our narratives. Financially poor people ultimately end up giving the most.
Very true.
And the fact also remains that every single person who has been feeding me for years remained hungry. And the people who have made my houses, laid all these Airtel and Geo lines for us so that we can talk on Zoom,
Yeah.
remained ultimately homeless. Okay. And the pandemic is a proof that how the richest people who were already richest, and they're still richest, rather the wealth
Yeah.
has grown,
Yeah.
and how the uh, financially poorest people were poorest and still and further financially poorest. So so i think so i think we know how does it operate, but in this entire chain, uh, all these people are giving the most. Then I would say the middle class of the country or the world. And middle class is not uniform. Fine, I think that is also what we make a mistake. the
Yeah.
the middle class of South Delhi and middle class of East Delhi is also different. the, okay, then
Yeah.
middle class of two cities are different. Middle class of a village and a town is different. So I would say that middle class gives gives a lot. And why I say lot? Fine, the richest possible, the rich person giving 10 lakh rupees and the middle class giving 5,000 rupees or
Mhm.
10,000 rupees. You need to see the relative value. You need to see, that 10,000 rupees has much more value in the life of that person, in proportion of the earning of that person, in comparison to 10 lakh rupees of this. So I'm not talking about the volume. I am talking about the trend. I'm talking about the relativity of it. So that's where I would say, our, if I talk about my institution and many other institutions, whom we know, the biggest possible giving has come from the middle class people.
Right.
And in a continuity, small portions, but there is a continuity in that. It's not like one of ad hoc thing. And also the best possible part is that a large part of giving which comes from the middle class or financially weaker section is largely a tag free money, where,
Hmm.
and that's the most
Yeah.
important part. Fine, there is
Yeah.
there's no geography, there is no cause, there is no way of operation attached to that. They just trust you, they just love you, they believe in you, and they leave it there.
Mm.
They don't dictate,
Mm.
they don't direct.
Mm. Yes, Anshu, that brings me to the latest feather in the cap for Goon, which is the McKinsey Scott funding. And one of the defining features of that grant, or that, or whatever you call it, I mean, she's just beaten us all to the thing by redefining the whole space. And one of the first things that she talks about is the fact that grants have to be untied. I mean, you can't expect to know more than people who have been doing this all along, and that has been one of the bugbears of large philanthropy, that it comes with so many strings attached, that I know people like you have refused grants because of this kind of thing. Now, for smaller organizations, is there a choice like that? Did you have a choice of refusing grants that came tied when you started off, or did you just accept whatever conditions were?
If we would have succumbed to the pressures, I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
pressures are here, pressures were there that time also.
Yes. Yes.
If we would have succumbed to those pressures, if we wouldn't have learned to say no, if we wouldn't have taken those risks, if we had taken those shortcuts, I can tell you that Goon wouldn't have been the same.
Wow.
It's very
Mm.
simple. I mean, I can give you one example. In tsunami 2004-5,
Yes.
the money was flowing. Okay.
Yes.
And there was a time in Nagapattinam and all when we used to joke that you have more boats than the fish, because everyone was distributing boat that time,
Right.
and
Right.
without understanding that there is something called fishing labor, and there is something called the people who manage it. Fine. So
Mm.
not every fishing labor can really own the boat and take care of it, because that's not the expertise of that person.
Correct.
Okay. But the boats were distributed like anything. And Amir bhai, that time 2004-5, our annual turnover used to be less than 50 lakh rupees. I mean,
Correct.
20 30 lakh rupees.
Correct.
And that was a time when someone was in discussion to give away about 3 crore rupees to us. And we
Wow.
were just about 6 7 of us or 8 of us, I don't remember, very very small team that time. It was a beautiful choice for us to take that 3 crore, build up this organization, and make and distribute boats and make houses for the people there.
Yeah.
But we just decided not to do this, because that was not our forte. That is something which we didn't want to do in our life. Fine, we our purpose was different. So we refused, and we said that if you are still willing, we can connect you with some organizations. Obviously, we didn't know so many organizations that time, but whatever we knew,
Right.
we said we'll connect you, but we will not take this money. And people felt, a lot of people said that we are fool,
Mm.
because who refuses such kind of money? But if that is not your expertise, why do you do that? And similar example happened in 2021, when there was a huge amount of money available to us for for installing oxygen plants.
Right.
Okay, because the money was coming for oxygen, and we said that
Yes.
that's not our expertise.
Yes.
And in any case, in the process, we're losing very precious time for the people, and that's very important, because oxygen is the current need. We will be good people to you, but we will not do that. So whether you are small or you are big, whatever you are, fine. I think it's extremely important for us to understand the non-negotiables for us. Uh, Very, very important, and to have a courage to say no, because the moment we start taking these shortcuts, fine, our momentary struggle will be shorter, but our larger struggle will be much much longer. I mean, that's how I feel. And as far as this tag-free thing, I mean, of course, one of the best thing which happened with McKinsey Scott grant, is that it is coming without a tag. Right? It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, what what is seen in the market, not every organization has got that kind of money, but whatever money
Yes.
is coming to the institution, uh, this is a basic inherent trust on the work which institutions are doing. Okay. Now, the institutions which are doing these work, they know they know what is important in that field. Someone can be a very successful business person in his or her life, But that successful business person can run a social development organization also with the same expertise, same heart. It is not guaranteed. Exactly the way if I go and try to run a profit making organization, I know that I have much larger chances of failing.
Mhm.
So my success of creating Goonj or 1,000+ people or whatever, it's not guaranteed that it can be replicated in the profit making business. So that's what people who are in the profit making business need to understand more about giving. That is also, it's also a specialized field. The voluntary sector is not beneficiary.
Mhm.
Voluntary sector is an expert sector which has expertise of people, system, processes, and it helps you in doing that. I think
Yes.
that's where the definitions and the understanding need to change.
Anju, you also, in a lot of ways, you and Goonj actually disrupted the whole sector and the whole issue of philanthropy by moving away in a big way from cash. Um, so is giving uh, by non-cash means any different? Does that produce a different reaction? Is that more acceptable? Is that more difficult? How was your experience with that, and why did you do such a thing?
So, very basic thing is that nothing is difficult as long as you're doing it with good intentions, right? And
Right.
I mean, that's the most important part. I mean, when we went to Bihar, people said, no, Biharis will not work for old cloth or whatever. When we went to Tamil Nadu, people said that no, in Tamil Nadu, old cloth cannot be accepted. When you go to Kerala, people say people are not poor. These are the opinions of the opinion leaders. Fine. I mean, I would say much or far away from the ground realities of the people. That way, when you are. So in giving, enough is not what you give, but most important part is how you give.
Mm.
Okay, that how part is extremely important. If you see Goon model, we have just tried our best to move away from charity, that too with the most common charitable subject object of the world, which is your old cloth, utensil, footwear, door, windows, whatever, right? So we have actually moved away, and we have just dignified giving.
Mm.
Number one. Number two, it is a wrong notion that money is the only currency or money is the only giving. Right? This country, this world, but let me come back to this country. The biggest strength of this country has been barter economy,
Yes.
which still works. Okay?
Yes.
The biggest strength of giving in this country is Shramdan, which is the
Mm.
community labor.
Yes.
So if you see the typical Gonj model, where we are dealing with almost 7-8 million kgs or of material, which is the city's underutilized or new or old mix of material. And on the other hand, the communities are also giving. So on one side, the urban people are giving their underutilized material and money. People in the process are giving their skills and everything else to make it usable. On the on the other hand, if you see the people in the villages or people in the community who are called beneficiary are also paying back,
Mm.
but
Mm.
their currency of paying and giving is not money.
Mm.
Their currency is wisdom. Their currency is local resources. Their currency is labor, because that's what they have.
Yes.
So I would say giving should also happen in what you have. I mean, why do we think that money is the only currency? Why can't labor be a currency? Why can't
Yeah.
skill be a currency? Why can't wisdom be a currency? Why can't material be a currency? So I think the way we have done is that on a simple, I mean, till last year, now obviously with pandemic it has changed because it's a
Yeah.
hardcore cash purchases and all. But in
Yeah.
30-35 crore of financial budget, we have been able to add another couple of 100 crore worth of second-hand goods. If I talk about the the wholesale price, and a large part of it is also the cost of the wisdom and the labor. Just that we are valuing everything as a currency
Right.
for the development, and we are saying that so one of the thing, I mean, by which I always say कि it is like havan, है ना? So
Right.
हवन में क्या होता है? हवन में what happens in havan is that everyone puts ahuti.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Or there is no small or big ahuti, right? And the havan happens because there are a lot of components of that. So the day a matchstick or a matches ki tilli thinks that havan is just happening because of her, that means there is a mistake in understanding, because the fact remains कि यदि वो माचिस की तिल्ली अलग से जलती तो बुझा दी जाती.
Yes.
Matches ki tilli got importance because there was lakdi or whatever, so many components. So that's what I always tell people, that listen, this particular work is also like Havan, okay? And I'm not going on the religious part of it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's also like Havan, where so many components come together and every single component is important. So if money giving is important, the space giving by the people in whose life we are entering is also equally important.
Wow.
I can sit with my money and I can do nothing if the community does not give me that space. Actually, so both of them are giving equally. Even if you see that, it's not just that the money giving or the material giving or Gunj is giving whatever. No, that's the wrong notion.
Wow. This point is such a new, and I mean, it's a point that we should have known forever. But this point that, it's simple economics actually, that money, if it cannot be used, is not even worth the paper it is printed on. And if people are not allowing you to spend that, then you can keep all of it, and and do whatever you do with toilet paper. So that's a great insight, Anshu. Now, is there, moving on to this other thing, is there a demographic classification? Do you see that? Do you have? I mean, do you see the young give more, the old give more, the middle aged give more? Does age matter there?
In our case, I will not say it matters a lot, to
Matters.
be honest. It
Uh-huh.
matters. I don't see that, because in our case, large number of people have been contributing, and rather, as I said, the middle class is also largely 40 plus or something.
Mhm.
People are giving. Maybe the elderly people, the amount might be a bit lesser, because
Correct. Correct.
for them the lesser amount is big amount,
Yes.
even in the thought process. Fine, that happens. And
Yeah.
for the younger generation, the bigger amount is normal amount, because that's the kind of earning the younger generation is doing, and the kind of earning the older generation is, I mean, went through. I mean, I remember my father's salary used to be some 800 rupees as an officer in those
Right.
days when I was a little kid,
Yeah.
40,
Yeah.
50
Yeah.
years back.
Yeah.
So for my father, 100 rupees will always remain very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But for my daughter, 100 rupees will not have that value. This is
Yeah.
it's a psychological and the practical aspect also. That's number one. Number two, geography wise,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that people from the problematic areas, uh, people I mean, the areas which are not developed that way, I always feel that the rich communities of those places must give more.
Uh-huh.
That's my personal thought. So if we like, if an earthquake happens, and you, like last time it happened and the floods happened in Uttarkashi, and we went and worked there in Uttarakhand, the Uttarkashi part. So I would say that when the peace time was there, Uttarkashi people can certainly afford to give more. And Uttarkashi is just one case. Fine, I'm talking about
Correct.
hundreds of these cases
Correct.
that way. Either there are no giving opportunities, that is I mean, or systems there, maybe that is the reason more money go in the religious work there, fine,
Yes.
instead of coming to the social work, because we are not reaching to those places, and so that people can also become a part of it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, in India, I mean, this is a case across the globe, but I will again come back to India. I think it's apart from religious giving, it is a very, very event-based giving
Uh-huh.
instead of a regular giving. Right?
Mm.
So the way in clothing, I always used to say that you need a flood to be flooded with clothes. And you recently saw Hyderabad, you know,
Yes.
how suddenly something which was lying in people's home, the moment a flood happened, suddenly came out. Okay, although it was
Mm.
lying there unused in that case. Same goes for the money. Uh, till the time we will say decide and accept that poverty is one of the ongoing disaster,
Yeah.
and we do not wait, we should not wait for an earthquake or flood or a disaster, so-called new disaster, to support people or to work with people. I think things will not change. We need to question poverty. We need to question the status quo and give more for that instead of waiting for an event to happen and then open our
Disaster.
purses.
Yeah, that is something that we have seen, and very often we have felt very bad when people have told us that, look, you are coming and giving when everybody is coming and giving. What about the other times when we don't have anything and none of you come? And and you really feel foolish, to say the least. I've had that experience quite a few times and still did not learn. So you're spot on that issue, that there has to be something about continuously giving. Anju, again, I mean, coming back to Goonj, that Goonj managed to set a footprint across the country, and do it, in a very seamless manner. Was it difficult in some areas versus the others? Was it easier in some parts of the country?
It was, yeah. I mean, to be honest, southern India was a little bit difficult
Okay,
for us to break it because there are wrong notions about the second-hand goods and
correct.
and the wrong notions about the poverty level also. Okay,
Yeah,
even today, if you talk about poverty in India, you only talk about Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, or whatever,
yes,
some
yes,
state. But if you see most of the suicides which are happening and which is the symbol of extreme poverty or the debt, shark and cycles and all that, those actually suicides are happening in the so-called prosperous states of Maharashtra, Andhra, Telangana.
absolutely. Yeah,
And
yeah,
what we are not understanding, that financially poor is financially poor.
yeah,
Only difference is in the proportion of it.
yeah.
So do not think that the kind of model what Goon has been trying to do, or many other models, will only be acceptable in the states of Bihar and UP and Uttarakhand because people are poor, right?
Right.
I mean, this is a country of volume,
Yeah.
and anywhere you try to reach, any segment you try to reach, any state you try to reach, you will find millions of people of the same in the same bracket, whether it is the rich or the middle class or the financially weaker section. So that's why I would say that you know for us little bit complicated was say
The South.
southern part.
Mhm.
But the moment we opened up and people started understanding our concept, it became much easier. uh, some places it becomes a little bit tough because of the law and order situation, because
Yeah.
unlike business organizations, we can't say that our corporate policies do not allow to go to the troubled areas. Uh, People like us rather look for more troubled areas and then enter. That way.
Yeah.
And our acceptability was, to be honest, much more in the disaster prone areas, because
Yeah.
what we are not understanding that Assam floods, Bihar floods, West Bengal floods, we only read. I mean, right now Bihar is going through one of the worst flood. Fine,
Yeah.
but how many people in this country know about it?
Even no. Yeah.
Because we have accepted it as a ritual, as an annual thing. We are not understanding that any disaster which is affecting people on an annual basis, it is like a fresh disaster. It is like a top-up disaster rather. So they need much more support, but the support never reaches there.
This, what are your frustrations? I mean, especially when you look at the impact of the kind of work that when you evaluate your success or your impact, and is there something that makes you upset, angry, frustrated?
I will I will not call it any success and all, Amir bhai.
Uh,
Because many of us entered in this space to do something good, do something more, to
yeah.
do something bigger. We never wanted to spend our life in just filling the gaps
Hmm.
created by other entities. Fine. I mean, why should I bother about whether the kid comes to the school or not? That was someone, or I mean, why should I bother about midday meal in the school when there is a scheme about it? Why
Right.
should I spend my energy in correcting that midday meal? Hmm? I would
Yes.
rather spend my time in a little bit of curriculum or something more. So we came in this sector to become a part of and it is called development sector, to become a part of the development. But
Yeah.
what I see in the last many years, that and development happened from 0 to 10, fine.
Yeah.
But what I see, that many of us are just trapped in that minus to zero level, which is a survival
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
So that obviously is a I'll not call it a frustration, but it is sad. It is certainly sad.
That is very well put. And Rubina, you who asked this question, I think that's a fresh insight that, we are just trying to work on the x-axis. I mean, just get things back to zero. And
Survival,
that's the,
simple
yeah,
survival. I mean, we are just making
yeah,
sure कि भाई लोग जिंदे रह लो.
Zinda रह जाए. Right, very right. And through the pandemic, that's exactly what we are. कि चलो ऑक्सीजन पहुंचा दो भाई ताकि वो
खिचड़ी
don't
बांटो, खिचड़ी
uh,
बांटो क्योंकि भूख
खिचड़ी
से ना
बांटो.
मर जाए. क्या क्या
Wow,
है? हाँ?
so true, so so true. So, Anshu, your advice for those who are out there trying to do good, like you were 25 years ago, and looking for help, looking for people who are going to recognize what they are doing, who accept what they are doing, and are willing to fund. What is your advice for those small, young development sector enthusiasts?
Focus more or work than the Facebook post. I
Right,
mean, because I mean, there are two ways of working.
right,
One is that you talk about the work. The other is the work talks about you.
correct.
Okay. and
Wow.
and 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 people should not say that I am saying this today because now we have a
Yes,
little bit. No, that's
correct.
absolutely wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
we come from IMC. We had a lot of media friends. We never went to even a single friend of ours to write a story about us.
Mm,
Never ever. Fine. And it was
mm.
the easiest thing for us to do that time.
Yeah, yeah,
It's very simple. And today also, if we want, I don't think that people will say no to us, because now these people have become the editors and whatnot.
yeah.
But we have never gone to even a single person to write about us.
Mm.
People go, people find out, people see, people write. You know,
Yes,
so it's
yes.
not only about perseverance and patience, which everyone says, but it is also important to be away from the limelight. It is
Mm.
also important to be away from every single current which is flowing. Fine. So, just because there is some so-called impact investment money available in the market,
Yeah.
will I change the nature of my inner thoughts and the purpose why I started this just because some kind of money available? No. So I remember, NASA, when we were invited as one of the
Mm-hmm.
game-changing innovation across the globe, they chose some, and everyone was pitching there,
Yeah.
for the money, because so-called rich people were sitting,
Correct. Correct.
and and the thing which me and Minnie were there to present, and we told that person who was anchoring the entire program, that first thing which you have to make is just tell them that we are not here to ask for
Raise.
money. Simple. So don't think that we are pitching.
Right.
Don't start judging our work with the lens that whether it worths my money or not.
Right.
Understand our work. Simple. I mean,
Yes.
that was the whole
Yes.
idea. So it's a
Yeah.
it's a tough game. it takes time, but I always advise the newcomers in the field is that do understand that this work you have started for yourself.
Mm.
You became a rebellion in your family and your ecosystem to start this because you are passionate about something. You want to do it. So you need to
Mm.
do it in your way. You do not have to do it in the way who is giving you 10 lakh rupees. Do not even listen to people like me. Today I can, you come to me to take advice and I become, something like that and start preaching you. No, that's not done. I can only share what I know, and very cleverly I will actually not share where all I failed.
Correct, correct.
I'm clever when I talk.
Yes.
So what will you learn? So whatever good you find in these speeches and whatever you pick up, but it is your own journey. It is your own struggle. And all these journeys are not simple and all these journeys are not easy. And if it happens in the first 6 months itself, that's your luck. But please understand that luck will remain there forever. Don't think about it. Rather take time, make mistakes, create strong pillars, and then grow.
And then, Anshu, in this sector, it is so easy to get carried away. You are there, you look at 20 families and see that you have transformed their lives. They've all become so much better than they were. They are all, beholden to you. Uh, in such a heady atmosphere, how does one remain humble? Because, I have seen when I have looked at all of you who are very successful in this field, one thing that I can generalize is the humility. I mean, there are each one of you is so different from the other, but there is one characteristic that is uniform. So, but and I find it very difficult. I mean, how do you do it? We are, your fans. The press is very happy with you. The government is giving you awards. People are, singing praises. Um, then how do you manage?
Two things. First is that we all need to change the language which we are using. Okay, and that's the most important part. Fine. I mean, the moment you say we have adopted village,
Yeah.
no, what rot is this? I would say. I mean,
Mm.
you want to adopt a kid, you take so many years to apply, go through Kara, Shara, whatever, and then you take care of that kid forever. Okay,
Yeah.
you put 5 hand pumps, distribute 5 pencil box, and say we have adopted the village. How insane it is! Number one. Okay. So I think if you want to remain a little bit humble, I think the only formula which I think we try to apply before sleeping, if you just look through the day and say how many times I have used the word I,
Wow.
okay,
Right.
and then you say 70% I was absolutely wrong because it was we.
Mm.
Because I am the face of Gunj right now, and because I get an opportunity to talk to you or talk to these forums, I become the doer, although I am the talker. Someone else is really doing that.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we need to. I think that's just one simple exercise. Fine, I'm not a spiritual person. I don't do meditation and all that, but that's what I try to do. And also the sector really, which includes the government, the corporate, and the NGOs and all that, all the do-gooders who are trying to do good in whatever way,
Yeah. Yeah.
they really need to ask a very simple question: that how long will we sell poverty to remove poverty?
Mm.
कब तक नंगा बच्चा दिखाएंगे?
Right.
कब तक हम लोग, how long will we raise money by showing someone in such a bad health shape with all the oxygen things and everything and then try to raise money for that? मतलब हमारे काम में इतना दम क्यों नहीं है कि
Mm.
हमको इस तरह की घटिया फोटो का सहारा लेना पड़ता है? That's a
Yeah.
question which all of us need to answer.
Yeah. 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 Anshu, talking to you each time is like discovering yourself yet again. This is so important, this conversation, and I must thank you for doing this not just once in a while, but you're now doing it in a structured fashion year after year, because otherwise there is no training that is available to this sector. Most of us just jump in because we are passionate, and then we get lost. And that becomes your responsibility, and you're among the few who has taken it on despite having a full schedule otherwise. I know I can just go on conversing with Anshu. I have so many questions. All of you have so many questions, but we are at the end of our time. We are, as I said right in the beginning, Anshu and I had decided that we will curtail this today and move on to Father Stanley's funeral, which is happening on YouTube. I'll just forward that link too. But Lalita, could I quickly get you in for a second?
Thank you, Anshu. I was listening to your words of wisdom, and I really so resonate with the importance of what you're doing. And there are many other dimensions to your work that you have so underplayed.
Yeah.
For instance, I really admire the way you address this whole issue of caste indirectly through your work by taking up something that is considered a low caste occupation. So the credibility and the dignity that you give for waste recycling is something that has been with me as a very powerful message ever since you first started your work. Recently, I've been in touch with you from Plus Trust, and I hope that this year we'll have more and more to do with each other. But I won't keep us from our next engagement. I was also equally devastated by the turn of events. So, and I hope to continue our conversations further.
Yes. This is we have just truncated this. We'll get back and seek time with Anshu again. But I have just posted on the chat the YouTube link for those of you who want to join us there. But thank you all very much for having joined this. I am sure that you got a few answers to a few questions among the many that we wanted to ask. And so Anshu, thank you very much again, as always, and we remain comrades in this long battle. Where hopefully not long. Thank you so much, Anshu. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.
We will
Thank
meet.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care
you
and
so
have a
much.
good.
Thanks.